Yo, what's up, guys? Insane Game Freak here. I'm here to talk some Sonic Boom because we haven't talked. I don't think I've made a video about it since the actual reveal trailer for it. Not even the trailer, just the fucking reveal for the designs. And I have my resident Sonic fan here who hasn't made a video in like forever, and I don't think he will. And it's a sad time. Mr. LazymanJ.
What's that? My Negro senses are tingling. Hey guys,
Oh my god, what the fuck? That's the one thing y'all guys get to look forward to. Every time this nigga comes up on one of my videos, he has a new catchphrase that doesn't make any sense.
my Negro senses are tingling.
What are you like, black man?
What?
Are you black man?
Yeah. I've got what's it called again? Taquisha Stone.
Oh, stop it.
She's my girl, man.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
We'll go to the Waffle House or.
Oh,
Yeah.
shut up. So we're here to talk Sonic Boom. I don't think anyone's heard any of your impressions on this at all. So I guess the first thing we'll talk about is how do you feel about the designs for the characters?
Okay. Can we kind of establish something before we do this whole conversation? Because I think something needs to be said before we even get into that.
What?
Okay. First off, this is not a part of the main series, and people who have expectations of this game to be like a normal Sonic game need to throw them out.
Yeah,
That's the main thing.
that's the general idea that needs to come through. This is not destroying the main canon. I actually heard Sonic Team is working on the next main series entry for the franchise, like the shit that's supposed to come after Lost World. So this is a side project. So with
That
that,
being said, yeah.
go ahead. Yeah, with that being
Um,
said, what do you think?
I think the character designs is obviously kind of more aimed towards children, what they would like in terms of like the archetypes and the way they're shaped. I like them, honestly. I know Knuckles is something that people are annoyed and angry
Do
with,
you
but
do
Knuckles was
you
always the
lift,
big
bro? Do you lift,
guy.
bro?
Huh?
Do you lift, bro?
Yum, 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 yum.
Oh, that's
But
fucked up. That was fucked up, yo.
but no, I think the character designs work. The bandages are a little out there, but apparently on an interview they were saying they would wear bandages because they're running really fast, and I guess that helps. I don't know.
I think it's just supposed to make them look cool and adventurous and shit.
Yeah,
I mean, when you really look
and
at it,
Sonic has his little that's pretty cool too.
he's been talking to Nathan Drake again. This was going on.
Hmm.
I told you to get your Uncharted out of my Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm disappointed. 0 out of
I
10.
think in
Worst game
terms,
ever.
I think though in the terms of the one that changed the least, it was probably Amy. I reckon.
Really? Because most people said
Do you
it's
think? Or
well, okay,
Tails? Amy or
okay.
Tails?
Well, in design, I guess.
Yeah.
Character-wise, Amy is arguably the one that changes the most.
Yeah, character-wise, yeah.
Because I haven't heard anything about the crush, so apparently she's just more adventurous and independent. But I haven't heard anything if she still has a crush on Sonic or not.
But if we're getting into like the whole character thing, apparently this game's actually going to have character development because at the start Sonic is just going to be like, "Oh, I want to go in and be adventurous." But in the interview, one of the guys said that basically he's going to need to learn how to depend more on his friends. So that's going to be cool. Actually having some sort of actually, even though this is aimed at kids, Sonic's going to kind of progress as a character, which is cool, I guess.
Well, here's my question. Is that for the game or the cartoon?
For the game, he said.
Huh. Well, I wonder how the
Yeah.
cartoon's going to be structured then.
No, the cartoon just looks like a comedy Adventure Time-esque thing, which I'm excited for.
Yeah, it actually looks like it'll be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Because looking back on Sonic X, it actually really sucks.
and you know what the funny thing about that is? It tried to adapt the plot lines from the games.
Yeah, and that maid, she fights.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
She was a bad Mexican stereotype.
We're,
Anyway,
we're not going to talk about it, Jay.
Anyway, yeah. Overall, I think the designs they work, man. This is aimed more for kids, and I think that's what kids would like. They would want to see the sort of different types of silhouettes and stuff. So I think it works.
Okay. Well, actually, I'm trying to think if I want to touch the cartoon a little bit. Nah. Well, is that really too much? Oh yeah. What about Eggman's new design?
It, I'm I'm mixed. I'm mixed. I don't. Something just seems off to me. I can't even put my finger on it. But the first time I saw it, there's something missing
It's because
from Eggman.
he looks more buff than actually fat.
Yeah, that just doesn't work.
Yeah, but that's how
It's not as bad as Sonic 06 where they made him really super realistic and he had golden nipples, but um, it's still bad.
Well, I guess since we're still on the character topic, there's one other character we haven't mentioned yet. Styx, aka
No,
not
Marie. She's Marie. She's Marie.
fuck Marine. No one liked Marine. That's why they changed it to Styx because they knew fuck Marine. That's why.
Oh, Marie was cool, even though
No,
she talked.
she was annoying as fuck, and she did nothing for the story.
She was Australian. We love Australians.
Look, if you're gonna give Blaze a sidekick, I want Cream back. Fuck Styx. If you don't understand, Styx is a piece of shit. I'm sorry. I do not like that character at all. Actually, I don't like Sonic Rush Adventure either, but that's a different story. But
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Just looking at it again, the Eggman. Going back to that quickly. Yeah, you're right. It's like the build. He looks too muscular. He looks like he went to like a Gold's gym and was just like, oh, my muscles or something like that. Look at him. It's just
So it's him and Knuckles. They were like, man, we need to work out. They were like,
we need to pump iron, man. These hoes ain't loyal, man.
I,
They leaving us.
I want to see his legs. I want to see how he looks standing up.
Well, there's like this mini concept art design for him. It's not in the whole 3D thing, and you can see how he looks standing up.
Does it look well? I know you've seen it. Does it look okay or does it look awkward?
It looks awkward. I'll link it to you.
Okay, because I I don't think the design is bad. I just need to see how he looks standing up. That's the shit I can't picture because I feel like he's gonna look like a triangle, like an upside down triangle, where he's buff at the top and he's
Yeah, he does look like that.
see that's it. He's running off that knuckle syndrome. They need to stop that shit. Also, I will say one thing about Knuckles' design. Knuckles is the only character that makes me kind of aggravated that Sonic characters don't have necks. Because Knuckles seemed like he should really have a neck.
Now that you mention it, yeah.
Okay, his design is all right. He kind of looks like the Red Baron now that I think about it. Yeah, he kind of looks like the Red Baron.
The what?
The Red Baron, like I'm not good. Yeah, but I say I'm not good with my history lesson. I don't want to go through the details of that. It's all right. It's not.
Yeah, I
bad.
know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm not inherently angered by his design. I was asking, what are your opinions on Styx and her character and her relationship to Amy?
To me, I don't even know why they added her, to be honest. I know they wanted a sidekick. I think it'll be cool to see the interaction between her and Amy. But she is just Marie. I mean, the boomerang. Come on, like.
Yeah, but Marine was worse. Marine was like annoying as fuck and childish.
And I don't know, and this still kind of annoys me. Why is it that she's playable in the 3DS version and Amy isn't? Why didn't you just kidnap Marie and then have Amy be playable?
Because they're trying to give Styx some showtime, and some tells me she's not going to show up in the Wii U version.
Oh, that bugs me.
I'm not really shocked by it. I hope Amy getting kidnapped isn't on that same Princess Peach type shit. Like I hope she's doing something in the background maybe while it's going on. That would be because it's like, oh, this is a new and better Amy, but in the 3DS game she acts like the same traditional Amy we're used to. So it's like have her have her handle being kidnapped in a different way than Amy. Amy just kind of hung around and shit. Also, Amy was incompetent as fuck with that hammer, but that's a different story. But it's okay, because Jay, I know you like,
So
I
it
like those,
seems it,
I'll say it, it's like, Jay, I know you like those panty shots in Sonic Adventure 1, so it's alright.
what really?
Yeah, really. I had to get one in.
Well, anyway, it seems like they've got. I need to say like it seems like they've got the whole. We're gonna have a better story for the 3D for the Wii U game, and worse gameplay, and then the 3DS game is better gameplay, but worse story. But we'll get onto that later. Next thing.
Actually, that could be the next thing, because, I mean, there's not much we can really say about the cartoon, right?
Not really.
I mean, the best thing I can say is that this has the most promise out of all the Sonic cartoons.
It does because it's got they can kind of have the comedy of the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and then I don't know if they're gonna have like progressive story, but it would be cool if they had a little bit of a progression in story.
Well, considering the Wii U game is supposed to be a prequel game, my assumption is that whatever plot line is set up in the game will go into the cartoon. The cartoon will probably have an overarching goal of, I guess, getting back to where they used to be or something. So I would assume that,
But aren't they only 12 second? No, not 12 second. 12-minute episodes.
yeah, which makes me think, well, then again, that could be just for the first season. They might just be trying to test out grounds with the first season.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see. Uh,
And oh yeah, I need to say this: the art direction, so Ratchet and Clank, so Ratchet and Clank is unbelievable.
well, considering who's developing the game is not that shocking.
But didn't they develop Jack and Daxter, not Ratchet and Clank?
No, I'm saying they're from Naughty Dog. And wait, who? Oh, no. Who develops Ratchet and Clank? Insomniac?
Insomniac, the
Oh,
same guys that are doing that shooting game on the Xbox where you run around. Sunset Overdrive, is that it?
yeah, Sunset Overdrive.
That's the one.
Well, I mean, that kind of goes into we could jump into the Wii U stuff right now, because that is kind of the theme I've noticed, is that this game reminds me way too much of like Sony platformers.
Yep.
And
They even
that
have guns at some point.
guns?
Yeah, didn't you see it? Like, there's a part where they have like Amy has like not a gun, but it's like this shooting weapon.
I know Tails has a laser gun. I didn't. Are you talking about that tether pole thing that they all use? They're all.
That thingy she has, it shoots things.
Well, I didn't know it shot things. I know it. I know you could grab things with it and use it as like a swing in certain sections of the game. But I didn't know it was a. I didn't know it was a gun. I know Tails has a laser gun, but that's just his like natural weapon. Well,
And these laser things, these weird laser things as well.
actually, speaking of that, what do you think about? Well, I guess we'll start with the character's basic move sets, because apparently Sonic can do the spin dashes so he can get to certain places that other characters can't. Knuckles digs and shit, but I think he's lost the ability to fly, which in real
Glide.
yeah, which really didn't make any sense in the first place to begin with. And
He
then
just thrusts and he has heavy knuckles, so wouldn't that way like just make him fall down? But anyway.
yeah, I know that was the problem. And then Amy has like a triple jump, and I guess she's more acrobatic. And Tails, I think, can open up certain locks because he's a tech guy.
But he can't fly.
No, he can fly.
He can fly?
Yeah, he can fly, but it's like it's not this. It's like I think he has to be above like certain hover pads, and then he can like use his tails to lift himself up in the air.
I saw that in the 3DS version.
He can do that in the Wii U version too.
Well, that,
It's just not as intuitive. That's the problem, because honestly, Tails being able to fly would be kind of broken in that kind of game.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
So they kind of had to nerf him. That's probably why he fights with using laser guns and shit instead of actually fighting with his tails.
And because they wanted to make him different from the other characters' movesets, because we can't have them all be brawlers. Because Sonic has some brawling moves.
Actually, all of them have brawling moves.
Oh, Tails has brawling moves too?
Well, no. Tails I think is the only one who doesn't. Like Amy fights with her hammer, and Knuckles fights with his fist.
Yeah.
But that's not that much variety because they all still have to take out enemies regardless.
But
Which,
Knuckles, like, obviously he has the most powerful punches and stuff like that.
but I will say this: you know what game the Wii U version reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of those. I don't know if you've ever played them, the Nicktoons United games.
Don't say that.
It totally looks like it. I promise you, man.
It does, but those are like those licensed games that aren't very good, and this looks like a step above a licensed game, in my opinion.
Okay, listen. I played those old games. They're not that bad. I actually still own them. I'll put it this way: those games get more hate than they really deserve. They're actually pretty fun. But what I was gonna say is you are right. It looks like a higher production value version of that game. But the point is, it still looks like that game. It still looks like a 4-player co-op game in which you have certain characters fighting in other areas. But it's like it doesn't look Sonic at all. That's like my biggest problem with it. It doesn't look Sonic at all.
It doesn't, but again, like it is meant to be this new franchisey thing, and I did see that they did shoehorn some speed sections, which don't, from what I saw, they don't really have many enemies in those speed sections. So,
Well, yeah, because they're not even the speed sections are just a way to get from one hub world to the next.
which I think they just put that in there because it's a Sonic game. So
Yeah, because it
let
doesn't play like a Sonic game at all.
let's have some speed in it before the fanboys are like, oh, no speed in Sonic. But um, yeah.
And it's kind of open world too, from what I understand. Like this Sonic is more focused on exploration than anything else.
Which I think, again, for the type of gameplay style they're going for, it works.
Well,
Um, I think the fact that they're doing the let's split up and look for clues thing, and then there's two of them from the levels they've shown that they split up into twos. I think that's kind of cool because 4 characters on screen at once is kind of crazy.
yeah, but I heard you can still do 4-player co-op anyway, so it's not that much.
Uh,
So it's still I feel like it's still gonna be a thing. And the only other problem I have is from what I understand, you have to have Sonic in your team no matter where you're going. Like even if you're playing as 2 characters, Sonic has to be one of those 2 characters. So like you can never get like a Tails and Knuckles thing or an Amy and Knuckles or Tails and Amy combo. Like Sonic has to always be one of the characters.
it might be because there's required homing attacks, maybe. I'm not sure.
I don't know. It just kind of ruins the exploration when I'm not allowed to pick whoever I want. If you're gonna force me to pick Sonic in every one, it kind of ruins the mystique a little bit.
Well, the game is called Sonic Boom.
Which doesn't make sense in retrospect. It's like the game isn't fast paced at all, but it's called Sonic Boom. Like, what was the point of the name? Like, what is the name a pun off of?
There is that section where Amy and Sonic are like running away from that robot, which is kind of like, remember in Sonic Unleashed where you use the sidestep and that. So they
Right.
do have sort of other speed sections, but
But that's
it
just
looks is noticeably slower. Can't boost.
well, it's also automated as fuck. All you really have to be doing is holding down one button. That's it.
Mm.
That's my biggest problem. Is like all the speed sections seem shallow as fuck. Like
Yeah,
even the one in the in between levels is like you're kind of just running forward and you're just getting jumps. That's it. Like you're not like I felt like these guys at Naughty Dog did not know. Well, these guys from Naughty Dog previously, I felt like they don't know how Sonic games work well enough to really know how to design levels around him. That's particularly why his levels seem way more like a Sony type of platformer, like something like Crash, or not Crash. Some probably like more around like Spyro or Jack and Daxter, instead of
mm.
being something more like Sonic, because there's no speed involved. There's more exploration, but it's not even like the levels don't flow. It's like a whole bunch of beat up a whole bunch of enemies and flick switches type of shit, which isn't the most appealing thing in the world.
Well, my thing is, if you're gonna do the action adventure thing, I reckon they should have just gone all out and not had any speed sections. To be honest, I know it is a Sonic game, but put more attention into what we're playing, the main chunk of it, because most of the time we're gonna be doing the action adventure section. So just invest all of your time in that instead of having like half-assed speed sections. Because again, this is a side game. We can get the speed there, and the kids can throw like throw about robots and smash them in the face with this game.
The other problem I have is that the environments look kind of depressing.
Yeah,
Like,
they're not like bright and colorful.
yeah, the only stage I saw that was like that was the actual hub world, where apparently they'll be like chilling out. But like the stage in which they're like that, the demo stage you saw at E3 is just that fucking bleak chemical plant looking type area.
With green
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, and I'm
Green
just kind of like,
stuff.
that's not even like it really feels like someone said it best. I forget who said it, but it was like it literally feels like they were making just a normal game and they had the shoehorn Sonic in there. That's why there's no Sonic flavor to anything.
Pretty much.
And I
Because I
understand.
know Game Explain and Cabana Man hate this game, the Wii U one.
Yeah, I know. I saw it because I saw their impressions, and also the other thing that sucks is that the game apparently has a fuck ton of glitches in it or something. Where I heard it was buggy. Like Game Explain said that it was buggy. Which kind of annoys me actually, because the game looks like it'll have the humor down and the characters down, but it won't have anything else down.
Well, the humor's kind of on and off too, because sometimes it's funny, like rings, yum, 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 yum. But sometimes they repeat the same words. Like there's this section where Amy and Sonic are fighting, right? And then Sonic's like killing enemies, and Amy keeps saying, "Nice kill, Sonic. Nice kill." And I'm like, "Shut up."
Yeah, that's the other problem. They have them talking a little bit too much, and it's not like it's horrible. It's just more along the lines of it just really makes you think of a Nicktoons United game.
I
It,
mean, less is more. Like there is some, like I said, there's some good dialogue. Like some of the Knuckles dialogue is kind of funny. Um,
actually, a lot of the Knuckles dialogue is funny. Like what was it? Amy was like, "Hold on, me and Sonic will go check this out." Knuckles and
yeah,
Tails, and Knuckles is like, "Who made you boss? I think me and Tails should go search up here, and you and Sonic should go down there and research some stuff." And Sonic is like, "Whatever you say, Knuckles."
Knuckles. That was hilarious.
And I was just, I mean, it's just there's,
It needs, I reckon it just needed more time and a bit more Sega direction.
but apparently they've been working on this game for 2 years, supposedly.
I don't know. It's just like some parts they nail, some parts they don't. Because in terms of, even though this isn't bright and colorful, I think as a game it looks nice. It does look nice. It's just, again, like it doesn't have that Sonic flair.
It's probably gonna be like what Metroid Other M is for the Metroid series. Like it's an okay game in its own right, but it's just not a good Sonic game. Because that's how Metroid Other M is, where it's a good game in its own right. It's just not a good game in terms of the Metroid franchise.
Because what I would want is, okay, fair enough if you don't have any speed, but still make it Sonic-esque. If you're gonna put the name Sonic on it, make stylistically and like just story-wise, make it Sonic-esque. Which it seems like they're not even gonna be doing that because there's like this new villain.
Yeah, Lyric.
Lizard, yeah, that lizard guy, and he seems to be the main villain they're focusing on for this game.
Yeah, I think he's also the main villain for the cartoon.
And apparently Eggman's just on the back burner, which I like that because it's cool to have another villain and not just have Eggman be there all the time. But
Because you can't take Eggman seriously. I think that's the problem. That's why they said we need to get a new villain, because the new villain, you can take a new villain seriously as long as he's not doing anything stupid. Eggman is kind of like a half-ass villain, meaning like you kind of take him seriously, but that's only because he's the only one there. Because 90% of the time he's acting goofy as shit.
pretty much.
I don't know, because it doesn't look bad. It just looks mediocre. I think that's my biggest problem with it.
Yeah, because even like the combat's kind of repetitive. Some people that are playing it saying that the Werehog gameplay and combat looks better, and it does. From just looking at it, it just looks like
Well, yeah, because
smash a few buttons. There's no really like combos or anything like that.
No, there are combos. The problem is there isn't any variety in the combos. You do like the same fucking combo.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why a lot of people are just like, yeah, I'd rather have played the Werehog than this, because the Werehog at least would have been a lot more.
Because the Werehog, no matter what anyone says, there was some combos in there, and you could upgrade them too.
Yeah, there was some level of customization. Like with Sonic, it's just kind of like, and what makes it weird is you get graded on kills in this game, which,
Call of Duty?
well, I mean, you'll see it.
Seriously?
If you watch the demo, you can look on the side of the level of on the side of the screen when Sonic kills.
Kills? This is not Call of Duty.
I mean, what do you call it? They're defeating the enemy. Then fuck it, whatever. The point is,
No, I'm saying no. I'm saying it's stupid to get rewarded on kills. This is not Call of Duty. It's a Sonic game. Shouldn't it be about how fast you complete the level?
no, because this isn't a speed game. This is all more about exploration and collectibles.
Or like how much you collect? It's not killing enemies.
Well, that's what they're grading you on, because I'd see the grades pop up every time they kill an enemy.
What? Ah, that's stupid.
I don't see the point of it. It's not like,
Especially if the combat is really not deep, then it's just like you're just mashing buttons to get more points.
oh no,
And
that's
you kind
exactly.
of explore or whatever.
Actually,
They probably want you to explore more, and then you find more enemies. But
now that I think about it, I think Nicktoons United had a deeper fighting system than that. Because Nicktoons United, you can at least upgrade your moves and use different move sets for different characters. This is just fucking sad, actually.
that is bad. I'm not even gonna lie. This call has made me like even look. It's made my like the way I look at this game even worse when I think about it.
Hey, look, as much as shit Sonic Lost World gets, Sonic Lost World felt and looked like a Sonic game. And that
I
was,
mean, Sonic Lost World had its moments, like the whole.
well, I'm not gonna, I piss off a lot of people by saying this. I actually like Sonic Lost World a lot more than a lot of people do. Like, I probably would say it's like in my top 5 favorite of 3D games. But that's a different subject. I just wanted to mention that because the way Lost World may have its problems, but Lost World at least looked and felt like a Sonic game. It's like, fine, it's in a different dimension. It doesn't have to keep the traditional gameplay style of Sonic, but it should at least incorporate speed in some way, and it should at least look and act like a Sonic game. And the problem is, I think it might act like a Sonic game. I just don't think it'll ever look like one.
Hmm.
The super realistic environments, they didn't. The last time they tried that was 06, and we saw how that looked.
Nipple rings, golden nipple ring thingy, the jiggers. Well, anyway.
Well, I hate the models of Sonic 06 characters, but that's a different story. I just
think this could have been its own separate IP, and people. I mean, it just would have sold okay to kids or whatever, but I don't know. I just think they did slap on Sonic to it.
There's
and
nothing.
They just put a few aesthetic things, like they put like springs. Ooh, yeah, springs. It's a Sonic game.
No, but it's not even springs. If you look at them, they're like blue little circles and shit. They don't even look like springs. They didn't.
Well, they're futuristic springs, like
they're not
the
even.
ones
No,
like tech-based.
I don't even believe that shit. Nothing in the game looks like Sonic except for like the fact that there are rings there. That's it.
And rails. They sort of have rails, sort of.
Yeah, the other thing I don't like. I don't like how every character can use that tether beam shit.
Yeah.
To me, that undermines the combat. If you gave everybody a different way of handling different enemies, it would be more interesting. Like Knuckles could just break through shields, but he would have a problem with the quicker enemies. Sonic could take out the quicker enemies easy as shit, but have a problem with the guys with the big ass shields. Amy and Tails would be kind of like different types of middle grounds. Like Amy would be more along the lines that she could do a lot of. She could get around areas quicker because of her hammer, but she doesn't have enough power, so she couldn't really do as much damage. Tails is good at long range, but he sucked at fighting up close. Having them all have the tether means they all have the same way of handling enemies, which then brings up the question, why the fuck do you need 4 characters? The only thing that makes them distinct is the fact that you have them, you have certain areas that only they can get to. That's the only distinct thing about their characters.
And in a game where you're getting ranked on kills, you're right. They should have like really different like combat, like stuff. They shouldn't all have that tether. You're right.
I don't understand. I don't see the point of the tether in general. Like, Sonic needs a tether to grab onto the rail. He's been grinding on rails since like the 3D games. Get off of that shit. Jesus Christ. I mean, I like the whole difference between them. Like, I think with Amy, she kind of like uses her hammer to slide on the rail and shit. But I'm like, why they all? What is the point of the tether beam? Like, what does the tether beam do for the game? It just, to me, it comes off as a handicap. It's like we didn't know how to make them play differently in terms of fights, aka we had to give them all the same type of items so they can just all do the same shit. I'm like, you have 4 characters. Why are they all using the same item? It kills the uniqueness of it. It's like, oh, they can have different methods of getting to the same places, but they don't have different methods of taking out the same type of enemies. It's
I mean,
inconsistent.
having the combat varied would make the actual cooperative part make it'll make it make sense because then you have to actually rely on your partner. But the only problem is that if the AI sucks, because you can play this game single player, right? So if the AI sucks,
No,
it'll
no.
kind of be
From what I understand, the AI adjusts itself. So if you suck, the AI will help out more often, and if you're doing really good, the AI will chill out.
okay.
I think the AI thing is well. I just don't. I don't like that game mechanic. The tether, I think, was a dumb idea to have. I don't think the tether should be there at all. It's a four. It's a 4-player co-op game. Why do you need them all to have the same move or the same way of handling enemies? And then on top of that, it's a button masher because you didn't have any upgrades to their fighting abilities, which is really dumb. It's like if it's going to be a 4-op co-op game, you could have it where they each have different types of upgrades. Like for example, Knuckles has kind of like a body slam move where he can grab an enemy and power drive it into the ground. Amy can
Sonic
have,
has a tornado. I just had to say that. Sorry.
does he?
No, no, he that could be his upgrade. Like he has this massive tornado move.
Either that or he has kind of like a pinball attack where his homing attack just nails like 6 enemies at once and shit. And like have Amy have kind of like a shockwave attack where she throws her hammer up in the air and slams it on the ground and stuns a whole bunch of enemies. And Tails can have like a giant bomb attack. Like, what's the point of having that tether thing? Pisses me off probably the most out of everything because it undermines the concept of the game. Oh, we all need to work together because we can't handle certain things alone. Well, why do they all have the same weapon that can handle everything the same goddamn way?
I guess it makes the game easier, which is
It's dumb.
eh.
The game isn't
See, again,
hard.
it's aimed at kid. It is game aimed at kids.
But it's a button masher regardless, so what's the point?
Yeah.
It's not like the combat system is deep. You're just hitting A and B, if that.
That that's why I guess people are saying the game's really boring because you're just
It's
button mashing.
it's the werehog without any.
Depth.
The werehog suffered from being slow paced and its levels being way too fucking long. And
But honestly, if you took the Werehog out of a Sonic game, it would be okay. Honestly, I think if they adjusted it a bit, it'll be okay because there was something there. There's nothing there.
I feel like both of these games have the reverse problems. The werehog suffer from long levels and slow pace. This game suffers from shallow combat and not flashy enough finishers. Like, I mean, among other things, I'm just saying that bothers me because listen, a beat 'em up can be fun. I mean, Nicktoons United was fun, but that was because I was playing with characters with different abilities, like Danny Phantom. He could go through walls. So I didn't have to necessarily, if I wanted to cheese a boss, I could. SpongeBob had a lot of projectile attacks with all his bubble moves and shit. Timmy and Jimmy were more so on the side of tech and really ridiculous, flashy projectile attacks. I'm just like, and then SpongeBob had more of a close combat stuff with the karate moves too. So I'm like, those were all different techniques, and I can upgrade them. It's like, oh, I want to use the bubble bomb. Well, I'll upgrade that, and I can shoot and hit enemies from a distance. With Timmy, I want to use some magical Wanda and Cosmo nunchucks, and I'll upgrade that and beat the shit out of people. Danny, I want to use this Ghost Well. I can upgrade that. Sonic, I guess I'm gonna just keep kicking the shit out of the enemy and hope to God he falls over. I mean, the way I look at this game will be kind of a nice distraction at best.
Or just dumb fun because again, the dialogue, some of it's so bad it's good. So at least you can laugh a bit. But then it's just like mashing buttons and maybe the story will actually be decent. So you might pull you through it.
Shit. I would say the story at the most would probably be funny. I don't think it'll be. If they handle it well enough. I haven't seen too much of the story elements to make that decision yet. But the
Because
fucking.
the whole concept of Sonic having to, depend on these guys, I think that would be cool.
You know what the problem I think is? Is that the Wii U and the 3D version have the same type of feel to it. And what I mean by that is they're both aiming for exploration. The problem is in a 3DS game, it makes more sense than it did for the fucking Wii U. The Wii U has like this, you have this big ass world to explore, and you still have them running at snail paces.
Yeah, that is kind of silly.
With the 3DS, you have like this relatively small screen, so it makes sense why they wouldn't be speedy as fuck. If the game is about exploration, it makes sense why they'd be slow because you want to be able to see them when you're doing things.
But
And
the
then
3DS game actually answers some of your complaints because in the 3DS games, there's actually like different paths, and because of their different abilities, you have to use each one of the characters, and you just change them on the fly.
yeah, and that's what I like. I don't like this whole and they don't fucking I don't, do they use the tether beam in the 3DS version?
I don't think so. I didn't see it.
I don't. I want to break that fucking thing. It to me it's just it's a cop out that isn't even necessary. That's what makes me mad about it. It's an unnecessary item. That's the way I view that fucking
Because
thing.
they don't. Because then again, they don't need to design more attacks.
Yeah, but it's dumb. You have this big ass Wii U game and you just go, "Oh, I'm going to give you the shell of combat." Why? Why?
In all honesty, I do see some potential there, though. Like if they actually went all out and just again remove the speed sections, get the upgrades.
Well, either remove them or make them deeper.
No, well, I don't think they need. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, but it needs to have speed. Speed up the characters a little bit in the adventure stuff, and then just abandon the speed sections. We don't need the speed sections because we're going to get that in the main Sonic game. Have this be its own separate thing, you know?
So what? It's just more focused on exploration and the adventure.
Yeah, and some more, maybe some platforming, some deep platforming sections.
No, it's gonna be that shallow platform. I mean, from what I've seen, it's been is beat 'em up and butting pressing and shit.
Yeah, I know. The platform sections are shallow here, but I was saying like they should have some like deeper platform sections if they're going to do that.
Well, either that or split up the sections for different characters. Like for example, Amy has a triple jump. She's the only character who has a triple jump, so give her more platforming sections.
Hmm.
Or for Sonic and Knuckles, well, Sonic would be more speed sections or more levels in which the goal is to get to the goal ring in a certain amount of time while getting through hordes of enemies. Well, not hordes. I probably would say that's Knuckles. Knuckles would be the beat 'em up. Sonic would be kind of Sonic and Tails would probably be middle ground. Except Sonic and Tails would handle each of it differently. Sonic being more overall balanced, whereas Tails is a lot more projectile heavy. Meaning, if Tails gets swarmed, his ass is done.
Hmm.
Because it would make for an interesting dynamic. The problem I have is that you that fucking tether beam. The characters run a little bit too slow for my liking in these stages, but then again, it depends how long the stage is.
I think the tether beam should only be used for platforming because I've seen it being used for platforming. That's kind of cool.
No, it's not. It's lazy.
I think it works for platforming.
But you have characters who can jump on their own. What's the point of having platforming?
No, I don't know. Like when they're doing that mid-air swing thing, I think that works.
But
But
like, okay, look. The reason why I said it is because you have characters who are better at platforming than others. Like for example, Tails and Amy. Tails can fly, so he can fuck platforming sections in the ass anyway. Amy has a triple jump.
but true. If Tails flies, it kind of breaks the game.
I know. It'd probably be like a short flight, but I'm still saying he's easier to do platforming sections with than Sonic or Knuckles. And Amy has a triple jump, for God's sakes. Why the fuck did she
But
need
that
you?
would kind of require you to have one of those two in your team. Like you couldn't have a combination of Sonic and Knuckles at that point.
Well, no, you could. It's just that no, I'm saying design the game in which it's more challenging depending on the character you use. Like
Okay,
like Knuckles and Sonic would be the hard mode, and Tails and Amy would be the easy mode.
that would work.
And if you, and my other thing is if you're able to, and I don't know how this is going to work because the story elements imply that you're going to be forced with two characters or four characters on the fly. But if you're able to switch out which character you're using, then it wouldn't be a problem regardless. Because if you're struggling, just switch out Tails or Knuckles for like Amy or something like that. And you're gonna have, if it's single player, you get to pick whichever two you're playing as anyway. So if it's Sonic and Amy, or Sonic and Tails, or Sonic and Knuckles, you can switch to the other one.
That would work, but again, that's too much work, you know.
Well, that's what bothers me. Like the tether thing, I feel like it's just a cop out for bad character, and it makes me mad because it's not like the levels are designed badly. I think it's literally just because they didn't make the characters themselves more distinct. Not even really more distinct. What's the word I'm looking for? They're not as deep as they should be for a game like this. You have this big open world, you have all these different areas, and I understand certain areas can only be open about certain characters, but you can't have it where certain characters can get to certain areas through their own abilities, and platforming sections are easier with certain characters than others. Instead
I
of
mean,
using the tether beam as a cop out, especially because the thing isn't even used in an interesting way. Oh look, I ripped the shield off an enemy. I guess I'll go press A 6 times and beat him up. Oh man, I'm trying to jump on this rail. I guess I'll just throw the fucking tether. Whereas if you were using each character, Sonic could do a homing attack to get to the rail. Amy could do a triple jump to get to the rail. Tails could fly. And Knuckles could do like one of his, like in Smash Bros. Where you can do like a punching move and it lunges you forward. Knuckles could do that and grab it just through doing that. It makes each character seem like they have different ways of achieving the same goal instead of having it where they're all doing the same thing. You have 4 characters who are doing the same thing to reach the same goal. It doesn't make them feel diverse. It makes them feel samey.
it's just different skins, you know. But there is some effort there
Well,
again with the production values and
oh
stuff,
no, no,
and they're
I don't.
trying.
Oh no, I recognize that.
But it just seems like they don't know what they're going for, you know.
It looks like they just threw Sonic in there.
Pretty much.
It wasn't even supposed to be a Sonic game. They just threw him in there. This might be one of the few times where the 3DS version of the game is better than the Wii U version.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that because 3DS version, there's even like level maps on the bottom screen.
Well, it's supposed to be a Metroidvania type of gameplay. Type of gameplay, which makes more sense for the play style of these characters. I don't know. It's kind of sad to say that because for the last few Sonic games, the console version's been better than the handheld version because Sonic Generations on the 3DS doesn't touch the PS3 or 360 version, and Lost World isn't even fucking playable on the fucking 3DS. Well, yeah, let me first say, it's not that it's not playable, it's just hard and tedious as fuck on the 3DS, which then brings up the question, how long are these stages going to be in the Wii U version?
Oh, I heard he said like an hour for some of them.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
This game is not deep enough to be playing that. Actually, I don't think there's any game deep enough to fucking do that. That's insane.
But to quickly touch on this with the 3DS game version, it's done by this developer called Sanzaru Games, and they did Sly Cooper 4 and the Sly Cooper collection, and those were like good games apparently, so that's why the 3DS version looks like it's gonna, not suck.
Well, I feel like the 3D version was built around the way the characters play instead of the other way around, where
Yeah, because there's certain paths that they can only get to with their abilities, which again, the major complaint with the Wii U version.
the Wii U version suffers from just it doesn't feel Sonic enough at all. I understand it's a different universe and it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but there's just nothing about that game that feels Sonic. It feels like a Jack and Daxter game or a fucking Ratchet and Clank game more than a Sonic game.
But one thing I need to say is that because I was listening to a podcast and they were saying that I don't know when this game is coming out, but it looked like one of the builds November. Okay.
Yeah.
It looked like one of the builds that they were playing was like an earlier build and there's more stuff to add.
Yeah, there is.
So,
but that might have been because they did like a pre-showing of it before E3. That's the version you probably
that
saw.
might be why there's so many. The glitches might be sorted out, which hopefully there will be.
From what I understand, the E3 build didn't really have any. So I think they fixed the glitches. I think
That's good.
my problem is just the design of the fucking game at this point.
I mean, maybe they can still add in some more moves, but again doubt it.
Look, that's my thing. Like the first thing most people do in a game is design the characters first, and then
Yeah.
design the levels around the characters. Now I know Nintendo does the opposite, but Sega made this game. It wasn't Nintendo. Nintendo had no part of this game in terms of developing it. So that means they probably did the characters first and then did the gameplay. And I'm like, it kind of looks like they kind of gave up halfway. They were like, well, this isn't gonna work. Let's make a Jack and Daxter game. And then they were like, oh fuck, we need to put Sonic in here, and they and they just threw him in here and all haphazardly, which is why he kind of doesn't work for the game. I mean, that's my biggest problem. It doesn't even feel like just a basic Sonic game.
It doesn't. Again, that's what I was saying. Like with the speed sections, that's the only reason why they have those speed sections in there, because it reminds me of Sonic Unleashed. You know,
No, it doesn't.
it does a little bit. Like think
It
about the
reminds me.
guy that's
It
running,
remi- it,
you're
re-
running away from that guy.
it
That
reminds me. Maybe the Wii version of Sonic Unleashed, not the fucking 360 or Xbox 3.
No, in the 360 version and Xbox.
No, I'm just
But
talking about in terms
no,
of
no,
speed.
PS3.
I'm talking about in terms of pace. In terms of
Oh,
pace.
well, okay. Pacing, yeah, he's freaking slow. But in terms of the feel, you have that robot that's chasing you, and you're like dodging from left to right with this sort of sidestep sort of move thingy.
Yeah, but there's nothing really in your way. Like the scene we saw, they're just running through corridors. You know, I think at the most you might doing is turning left and right. That's it.
Hmm.
If there was like shit you were dodging and jumping out of the way of, it'd be more interesting. It's literally just run away, and you're just kind of
I
like, oh.
I will give them this. I like the fact that Sonic has a spin dash at the very least.
But there's no need for it. Well, no, I'm lying. There's a need for it. The problem is, I wonder if he can use it just on the fly. Does he have
No,
to?
it does look like because he uses it against enemies.
Yeah, but he uses it in a combo. Like, I want to see him just casually use the spin dash.
I don't know because when the player uses it, it's like he's going up this wall that's kind of has like this incline ramp.
That's what I'm saying. It seems like a context sensitive thing. It's like, oh, look, here's an area you can spin dash, and then you can spin dash in that area. That's my problem. It seems like something you would only use in a context sensitive area. Like, if the game
Yeah.
doesn't demand you use it, then you're not gonna have the ability to use it. That's my problem.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, it's
yeah, there are those points that pop up. You're right, and when they
that's my problem. Like, if you could just casually use it, I wouldn't mind because then it would make the levels quicker. But then I still would say that's not fair because that means Amy, Knuckles, and Tails still have to fucking run. Well,
yeah.
I know Knuckles can dig, but I know that's only going to be for those sections in which it's like, oh, there's two switches on opposite sides of the gate. What do? I guess we have Knuckles dig underground and go and flip the other switch.
And what do you think about these crown thingies? Are they like collectibles or?
I don't fucking know or care. I'll be honest. I was more worried about the little things in the game are not that big of a deal to me. Like, I need to know about the general structure of the game. And the general structure of the game is pretty fucking mediocre.
Well, what levels have we seen so far? We've seen like this
We saw
indoor one.
we've seen that chemical plant one,
Yeah,
that outside area with like the digging robots and shit.
yeah.
And we may have seen that green lush area we've been seeing in the trailers, but we haven't
Was
seen.
that the running one when they were speeding about?
Well, I think that's the level they were going to.
Ah,
And then yeah, we've seen the speed levels, but that's about it.
I don't know.
It
Like,
I
and they haven't even given us an estimate on how long this game will be.
I don't think
because
I don't think it's gonna be that long.
because apparently, depending on your skill, it can take really long or it can be really short. So
I don't see how that's gonna work if the AI will help you out if you suck at the game.
I don't know.
I've already accepted this game is gonna be at the best mediocre.
Which again, this is my thing. I want it to sell decent enough for them to like do another one because there's potential.
I feel like it's gonna be on the same level as like Black Knight and Secret Rings. Because those games weren't bad, they were just meh.
I think this could be better because Secret Rings was kind of, I
I don't
don't
know.
know. I think
I don't
Secret
know.
Rings
I
was
don't know.
kind of bad.
I don't know why people hate Sugar Rings. People like. I know there's like a fan
The
base that like.
control kind of really sucks.
Yeah, well, that's like the only caveat with the game. I mean, the game looked like a Sonic game. The humor was there. It was literally just the fucking controls of the game, and I don't find them
Which
horrible.
is really important.
Oh no, no, I know they're important. I'm just saying, for me personally, the entire experience overall was okay, and that game felt more like a Sonic game.
Honestly, yeah, if they did fix the controls, I would be a bit more. But
Yeah,
man,
like,
when I'm just struggling, I'm just like, oh, I don't even want to play it at that point.
well, for some reason, Black Knight doesn't get as bad of a rap as Secret Rings for some reason.
Even though Black Knight's, yeah, it's less of a Sonic game.
Well, Black Knight, I think because it had a more interesting story, especially with that fucking plot twist in the middle of it.
Yeah, that was badass.
It caught so many people off. It's such a what the fuck moment. You're just like, wow, that was really good.
They need something like that in this game, Like if they, again, there's potential for them to do something more with the story.
I
That's why I'm saying like they should. This game has it has potential in the future.
either
Maybe
that,
this one's a bit, but like they could
either
do
that
something.
or either that or it's gonna suffer the same fate as Sonic Chronicles, where the game was just fucking boring to play. It wasn't broken in any means. It was just boring as fuck to play.
Mm.
I don't know if you ever played Sonic Chronicles on the DS. That shit,
Yeah, I played that. It was pretty boring.
it's a boring ass game. I feel like that's what this might turn into. I just
Well, we have just ragged on it about the 3DS. No, the Wii U version. What about the 3DS version?
3DS looks competent as fuck. The 3DS might actually be like the best Sonic game on the 3DS. All right. I
Which
mean,
isn't saying
much.
much.
I mean, his only competition would be Generations and Lost
Which looked
World.
really dull. Like it looked like you just run forward a lot of the time.
Oh yeah,
But
Generations is boring. Generations just it's a disappointment considering everything else. And Lost
Mm.
World is just annoyingly hard. But then again, Lost World is annoyingly hard no matter which version of the game you play. At least the Wii U version is tolerable. 3DS version is fucking long and
I
hard.
thought Lost World had a good challenge though. It wasn't.
Oh no no no! In terms of the Wii U version, yeah. The fuck the 3DS version though. No, seriously, the 3DS version was fucking
But
ridiculous.
I thought it was ambitious because they were going for a full 3D Sonic game on the handheld. I thought that was cool.
Hey, look, I'm not saying there weren't good things in the. I'll put it this way: the first 2 or 3 worlds were okay, but like after that, it just turned into, hey, look, there's a giant bombless pit. Do a whole bunch of platforming challenges with finicky controls. Oh, what's that? You died. I guess you're coming back to like the third of the level. You know, some of those levels took like 40 minutes to beat. Fuck,
Oh my.
this shit was insane. Especially what's that? The ice level. The fucking that stage was some shit. Fucking, hey, look, we have a. Hey, look, there's an evil snowman following you, and it freezes you if you touches you. You know what you got to do? Fucking snowball puzzles. Fuck you, game. Fuck you.
So yeah, this pretty much settles this. This will be the best 3DS Sonic game. Woo!
Which, yeah, but that's not an accomplishment. Sonic hasn't had a good handheld game since the DS.
Yeah.
And I'm only counting Sonic Rush there. I'm not counting anything else.
That I liked Rush Adventure.
No,
I liked Rush Adventure. I don't care. I
it's
thought it was
it's
good.
it's tolerable. I'll say that, but I just don't like it. It felt like it's like, oh man, we gotta break up the pace a little bit. I guess we gotta put in all this extra shit that no one wants to do.
Well, dude, it's a better game. I think it's a better put together game than Black Knight, to be honest.
Well, I don't like Black Knight. I'll put it this way. Hey, look, I'm not saying Rush Adventure is not better than Black Knight. I could easily say Rush Adventure is better than Black Knight and Secret Rings. I'm saying Sonic Rush Adventure is a bad sequel to the original Sonic Rush. That's what I say it is.
Mm.
The Sonic Rush's biggest problem was the fact of it lacked platforming challenges and the bosses took way too fucking long. That was like the only two. That was the only two problems with it. Everything else was godlike. Rush Adventure was like, let's give you an annoying character, a bunch of boat missions and mineral collections. Fucking, what else? A dumb overworld we didn't need. The levels were okay. I felt the levels were like the only improvement in terms from Rush to that, but that was it. And I think the bosses were a little bit better. That was about it. Oh.
I like the boat missions variety.
No, it wasn't.
That was good variety,
It
not like
was.
this game.
It,
This game has bad variety.
no, that was padding. That's what it was. It was padding.
Uh,
It's like, oh, that's not just take you to the next level. Your ass got to ride to the next level in boat missions.
oh yeah, and please don't do the padding in this game with Sonic Boom. Don't have like there's this collectible medal thing, and you can't journey before unless you get these medals, and then you have to freaking wait to
Why?
get into Adabat. Oh, it's Sonic Unleashed.
Yeah, and that's why I played the Wii version of Sonic Unleashed, because Sonic Unleashed was like, hey, on the Wii was like, hey, look, you beat a stage, here's the medals. I'm like, oh, thank you, God. You wish I would fucking. Oh, you had to stop and search in the levels for the. Shut the
No,
fuck
but the
up,
day
game.
stages on the HD versions are way better.
Oh
So
no, yeah, but I'm talking about as an overall experience. I didn't have to break the pace of my game because I had to stop and go back and get medals.
yeah, but you had like 3 werehog levels.
They're not bad though.
Yeah.
And also, we didn't have to deal with all that horseshit in the last boss fight either. Because y'all had that invisible time limit for the Sonic run stages.
Yeah.
And then the fucking stupid, oh, we gotta play boxing with Dark Gaia bullshit. And you had to fly to get to him first. That was the other problem. Like,
Yeah, that was annoying.
we didn't have to do that. We just boxed him off the bat. And then after that, we just did the science sections back to back. Y'all had to take breaks in between. Y'all had to do the flying section, the boxing section, a Sonic section. And then repeat that like 3 fucking times.
Yeah.
They say, you know what, let's just do 1 boxing section and then just do 3 Sonic back-to-back sections. I was like, yeah, see, this is easy. I'm
Oh
not,
yeah. The one thing I do want to say about Sonic Boom though, not to cut you off though, are there going to be emeralds? Because the final
no,
boss, you just remind me of that.
I,
So
I,
no emeralds.
I doubt it. There's nothing to make me think there will be emeralds.
Okay.
They have said nothing about emeralds. So my assumption is this is just going to be this will be one of the few boss fights that have nothing to do with Supersonic. And the last,
Which again, it's cool. Like that's what I'm saying. Just depart
nope,
from being a
Colors did
Sonic.
it better. Colors did it better.
Uh, nah.
Granted, Colors, the last boss fight was easy as fuck. I'm just saying, Colors did it first, and I didn't mind it in Colors.
I don't know. Sonic Boom.
Well, at least the Wii U version is just gonna be fucking mediocre. I can already accept
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
3DS
This is gonna be
version,
dumb fun.
yeah, 3DS version looks like it'll be some good shit. The Wii version looks like it'll be mediocre as hell.
Because I was watching Cabana Man's video and he said he compared it to Sonic 3 and K. So that's really good. This could be a really really good game on the 3DS.
Because it looks like it has the same amount of exploration. The Wii
Which is
version,
really what we all wanted. We just wanted that. We wanted to play with different characters, have the speed, have all of the characters have this a lot of speed, but have Sonic be the fastest and probably like Knuckles be the slowest, and just have different branching paths. And then you can change all of the characters on the fly, which is cool too. So it's good.
you know what hurts Sonic Boom the most is that lack of speed. Actually, that's what I would say. If I'd say they took out the speed sections and then just made the levels flow a lot better in terms of speed, it'd be fine.
Mm.
Because it's like if Sonic, like, cause you can go anywhere. If the game is open ended as I think it is, you can still go anywhere the fuck you want to.
So you're saying like, look, you're saying that they should add more speed to it.
Yeah, to the main game. Like, take out the speed sections and just add more speed to the main game.
Which could work. Okay, I reckon that could work.
And give us a more varied beat 'em up set. The beat 'em up isn't even a bad thing. It just needs to be varied a little bit. And give us like
if they added more speed, I think it wouldn't. It kind of would depart from the main series because we haven't been seeing the other characters in the main series. But I don't think it would depart enough for it to be.
Well, that's why I said you can keep the beat 'em up section to it. Just make the combat deeper. Literally, that's my only 2 gripes. If you change, well, that and the aesthetics. That's the other thing. The aesthetics of the actual design of the game, in terms of the way the levels look, make the games flow a little bit better, so they can speed up the characters, and make the combat system deeper. I'm not asking. Oh yeah, and kill the fucking tether. The tether doesn't
Keep the robot designs as well. I like the robot designs.
No. That's what I'm saying. I don't have a problem in terms of like the way the game looks, except it just doesn't look. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't even mind if they kept the game looking the same way it does. Just fix the gameplay. Just take
Yeah.
out the tether and give them more varied combat moves. Make the characters a little bit fast. They don't have to be like fucking Unleash fast. Just
That would not work.
actually like around Sonic Lost World fast probably.
Yeah, that would work.
They're like Sonic Lost World fast.
Mine's the spin dash hack thingy.
Yeah,
That
yeah. That well, I mean, you could get that to Sonic as a power up later on if you want to do that. Like, or
short
like,
power.
yeah, like he's able to do it for like a quick burst of speed or something. But yeah, this is like just make them like Sonic Lost World fast. Uh, make the combat system a little bit deeper, and then you can take out the speed sections because you wouldn't need them at that point. And
Um,
yeah.
keep the sort of comical stuff, but like just reduce it a bit more during gameplay.
Or give us the option to turn it off if we want to.
Because some of it's cool, like when they're introducing like this new sort of thing, and then they like make a comment, but not like when they make kills. I can't even believe I'm saying that in a Sonic game. Not like when they just beat something. I'm gonna say beat. Yeah, not when they beat something.
Either that or just give me the option to turn it off. Because I can see people getting pissed off at that just because it's there.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, Sonic and his friends are talking. I don't want Sonic and his. I don't know why these reviewers get ass hurt as soon as someone other than Sonic shows up in the Sonic game.
Because no
But
one
Mario could have his useless brother. Actually, I like Luigi, but yeah, he's kind of useless.
Come
Mario
on, man.
could
That death's there, though, man. That death's there.
anyway, but you can have him, and then Toad's freaking Toad, and then Princess Peach, feminists. You should campaign against her. But anyway, like
I think it's because none of those characters talk, though. That's the difference. Mario characters don't talk. That's why people didn't hate Super Mario 3D World. It's like, oh, I'm playing as Peach, Toad, and Luigi, but they all had different attributes and they all played differently, and they didn't talk.
Really, they should have took a note out of that game, I guess. Because it stayed true to sort of the core of Mario, and
they kind of did. They kind of did. With the multiple characters and them having different abilities, they just didn't take it all the fucking way.
I think the game just doesn't know what it wants to be, but there's
the game looks more like another fucking IP than it does Sonic, and that's the biggest problem. It doesn't look or even have some semblance to a Sonic game. As I said, it doesn't have to be exactly like it, but you should at least have the basic things that make Sonic a Sonic game. That's why I said deepen the combat, fuck the tether, and make the characters a little bit faster.
Wait, when you're playing in co-op, can you just switch between the characters, like if you want to switch?
We haven't seen any gameplay of the co-op, so I wouldn't know.
I
would assume you could, though.
I don't know.
I think you can. I'm not sure.
But I just know when this game has 4 players, it's going to be really scrappy. I can see it.
Why?
It just looks like it'll be really scrappy in the combat and stuff.
Well, the game doesn't move fast enough for it to be a pain in the ass. That's my biggest thing.
But you know what? I will say this: the Ratchet and Clank semblance, like Ratchet and Clank whole thing with like it being similar to that. I'm seeing it way more now because you know there was that game All for One.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even with the whole tether thing, look up All for One. They have that sort of weapon thing. So,
yeah, that's my problem. It does not look shit like a Sonic game, and that was my aggravation with it from the beginning. Which is why I get on my fucking nerves.
Let's just hope. In my opinion, I just hope it does well enough to where they do the sequel and they can fix some of these issues, because I think they can. Because for instance, in the past, like with Sonic 4, I know everyone hates Sonic 4, but I think Episode 2, it made improvements.
I don't hate Sonic 4. I thought it was okay at the very least, and at the best, I thought it was pretty decent. It's not a bad game by any means.
It's decent, but everyone seems to hate it. Now, I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, I think that's partially just because it's not original Sonic physics, and it looks like they just literally ripped off a lot of levels from the older games instead of actually making new levels. Even though I think Episode 2 did a better job of trying to define itself.
Throwing enemies.
Just fucking. Second, you can't catch a break, can you?
I guess we should wrap this up with final thoughts.
I'll let you go first.
Um, I don't know. It's either they, no, the thing they need to do, or should do, is just diversify the combat. Give us some upgrades, have some flashy moves. But it's either they do one or two things. They can totally remove the speed sections, I would say, and sort of just go all out with the combat, like I said before, or they just speed up the characters. But don't do this like in between stuff where it's like we don't know where we're going with things, and add some more sort of Sonic flair to it. It looks a bit too dark and grim, even though it looks like it's a beautiful game. I think it just doesn't have that Sonic flair. Change that up, and I mean some of the dialogue, man, just some of it's good, but some of it's just really terrible. So sort of dull that down too. But other than that, there's some potential. I like the new villain. And I like where they're going with the story, I guess. And the character designs, I like them too.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, for the most part, just kind of agree with all of that because the game. I mean, I'll put it this way: I know I've already heard people make some kind of resemblance to the Nicktoons United games, and it's definitely there. I like those games, so I don't inherently hate the game just because it looks or seems similar to that. It just suffers from kind of bad design choices, particularly dealing with the moveset, the stupid tether, and the combat. It's like you had Unleashed to look at to be like, well, there are certain things we shouldn't do. And maybe we shouldn't have slow-paced levels, even though the characters have the ability to run fast, which also comes up contradictory in the levels. Like, why do they run fast in the speed sections and in certain chase sequences, but they don't run fast just during the normal game? Or that, just
Even
put.
without wings, I can still fly.
Oh, that's horrible. And then or at least give us a run button. That shouldn't be too hard to program. Just give us a run button.
Yeah.
Just a run button, take out the tether, and just make the combat a little bit more deeper. So it feels like some variety. It feels like it's a reason to play someone else. That's kind of the whole reason. I feel like the only reason you're going to play as anyone else in this game is if you want to get to certain sections. Not because they all play differently, but just because some can get to certain areas and some can't.
I think,
And the 3DS version looks like it'll be the shit.
yeah. Well, I think with this game, it does bother me, but they had the game concept first before the TV show, so you'd think there would be more to it than this.
Yeah, I'm expecting too much. Sonic Team just can't be consistent enough to be trusted to get this shit right all the time.
I don't know.
Their best string of games so far has been the last three ones, which would be Unleashed, kinda, Colors, and Generations, and Lost World is mixed as hell.
Well, I think Unleashed, the reason why Unleashed gets such a bad name for some people is because Unleashed was so hyped. It looked so good. Which, again, with Sonic games is the most deceptive things, because Sega, I'll give you one thing, you make the best hyped teasers. Because even Sonic Boom looked freaking badass when we first saw it. Don't lie, everybody. These guys
no, it
I
didn't.
think it looked badass.
No, it didn't. Did you not see those character models? Come on now, those character models.
Apart from the character models, weren't you hyped when you saw that
The
trailer?
character models kind of hurt it. That's the reason why I wasn't as hyped.
I was hyped when I saw the gameplay. I got over the character.
I'll put it this way: Sonic and the Secret Rings had a kick-ass E3 trailer.
So did Unleashed. Come on, Unleashed had a badass one. Sonic 06 even had a good one.
No. Wait. Maybe the gameplay trailer, not the fucking cutscenes.
Not the cutscene, but the first teaser thing. You were like, oh, Sonic Sonic 06 had a really good one. You know,
Eh,
Lost World was freaking hype. All of the Sonic like teasers and trailers, not all of them, because later on then they kind of mess up. But the early ones
yeah, like
usually look
yeah,
really
even
good.
Colors and Generations were hype as shit.
Yep.
Then again, and only part of those even lived up to the hype. Unleashed lived it up to the. I still love this. Unleashed is still beautiful as fuck.
Yeah.
I am surprised that game has aged insanely well.
Yeah. They put a lot of money into Unleashed.
I give props. Unleashed looks beautiful as fuck.
The soundtrack is amazing. The just I love Unleashed.
Spagonia, nigga, Spagonia. Oh,
Oh, that music is peace.
oh, it's so good. I
And
listen.
Empire City Night, you can just chill, like just chill all
Yeah,
day.
that's the other thing. The Werehog soundtrack was still good too, even if it was the Werehog.
Oh yeah, we didn't. Have they like released any of this game soundtrack? How is it?
No, we don't even know what the fucking main theme is.
Yeah, like there's that disconnect with the music, and Sonic games are known. Even the crappy games, like even 06 has a decent soundtrack.
Yeah, they're gonna fuck up this soundtrack art. That's the other thing I'm afraid of.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad if you
It's
mess up the
it's
soundtrack of
terrible. It's
Sonic game.
terrible.
Like it's a Sonic games always have good music,
Yeah,
apart from Chronicles.
Chronicles didn't have music. Fucking fuck Chronicles. Even games I don't like in the Sonic franchise had good music. Heroes has good music. Shadow the Hedgehog.
Well,
Well,
no, you like Heroes. Everybody likes Heroes. We have a
Heroes
song.
Heroes is okay.
Yeah.
Heroes is tolerable. But I only play I play Team Rose and Team Sonic. Fuck Team Dark and Team KI. Team KI can go die
Chaos,
in a ditch
no. Chaos, no. I don't like that one. I hate
because
that one.
it can go eat a dick. You know what pissed me off about Sonic Heroes? You had to beat all the fucking stories to get the last story.
Oh,
Fuck you. Fuck you, Heroes. I'm so sick of that shit. So I guess to wrap it up, Boom looks mediocre. 3DS
yeah.
looks enjoyable.
Yep.
The cartoon has a lot of promise,
Yes, the cartoon looks so good. I can't
and
wait.
the designs are okay overall.
Yeah.
And
And this is aimed for kids, guys. Let's just admit it's aimed for kids. More so than the other games. This is really aimed for
that's
kids.
but
And
that
it's
shit's
so
not
bad.
fun. It's like saying, well, how close is this gameplay style to Skylanders?
It's no Skylanders. I think it has a little bit more depth than this, to be
Oh,
honest.
no, it doesn't.
But yeah, this is totally aimed towards kids. Like the other Sonic games, Sega would know that they have the old school fans playing, so they would add like little like motifs and stuff,
Yeah.
that suit the classic players. But this has nothing. It has none of that. So this is totally aimed at kids.
I don't know. I don't know what kids would like that design though. That shit doesn't even look like a kid.
No, kids. I reckon kids would like the
I
designs.
thought Lost World looked more kiddish than fucking Boom. Boom looks gritty, if anything.
Nah, but it looks like that Ratchet and Clank sort of like
Well,
grit.
Ratchet and Clank is not the pinnacle of kids
No,
video.
kids love Ratchet and Clank.
No, that's like I when I think kids, I think more of the kids who like the Mario games. So Sonic Lost World looks more like a kid's game than a fucking, even though that game is deceptively hard. Uh, Boom looks like it's something.
So was Unleashed. I don't know why people think
No,
it's hard.
Unleash.
Unleashed was to me Unleashed was harder is a harder game than Lost World. In
Oh,
all honesty.
well, only the
No,
red.
honestly, Unleashed for me was kind of challenging at some points.
Well, then again, I haven't played the 360 or PS3 version. I only played the Wii version. The Wii version,
Sonic Lost World wasn't that bad. In all honesty, for me.
yeah, it's well. Here's the thing, it's hard as fuck. But the one thing I liked about Lost World is that you got better as you played the game.
Yeah.
And I felt like I think I beat the game and I went back and played the older levels that gave me shit and I was like, damn, I'm beasting through these stages. Like I felt like there was a sense of progression I was getting. Whereas Unleashed, well, the Wii version, there weren't any combos, so I didn't feel like I was getting any better at the Werehog. I just felt like I was just kind of trucking along.
What's the first level called again? Is it Splash? No, not Splash. What's it called again?
When in which
Lost World.
oh shit, Windy Hill.
Windy Hill. Oh, I love that music. Dun, 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 dun. I like that music.
Uh,
I think that's the best music in the game, but that's just me.
oh, come on now. I like, what about the final boss fight with Eggman? You like that track?
Yeah, I like that track. I like it, but I still like the first level.
Oh, and they had the violin in the background. All right.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. We're gonna end it, but please, please don't ruin the music. Don't do it.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
they're
Because
gonna.
like literally, when the Sonic soundtracks come out, I just listen to them like again and again. Like, don't ruin that for me.
I know, man. Especially Colors. Colors had me fucking rolling.
Yeah. What's that? Cream? No, Sweet Mountain.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. I like that one.
I like the what's it called? Starlight Carnival or something? No. God, what is? Dun. uh,
What's Starlight Carnival one again?
uh, I'm trying to think how it goes. It's like dun 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 dun
Dun, dun,
dun
dun. Yeah,
dun
yeah, I like that one. I like that one.
dun. Shit was hype as fuck. I just can't think.
And I like the plant one. I forgot what it's called. The
Uh,
plant one.
uh,
The one that they had in Generations. I like that. That one's
Planet
decent.
Whist.
Planet Whist. Yeah.
Dun
How
dun
does
dun
that go?
dun.
Dun,
Dun
yeah.
dun dun.
Dun.
And
What's
then
the under? How does the underwater level one go again?
dun 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 dun
Dun, dun, dun,
dun.
dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's my jam. That's my jam. That's my jam, son.
Okay, we have completely said fuck Boom and mentally because Sonic music is G as shit.
No, and if they mess up the music, I'm just gonna
I'm
like
not. I'm betting they're gonna mess up the music.
I'm gonna be so angry.
I'm expecting it actually. I just don't. We haven't heard any of it, and that's what bothers me the most. Like every E3 trailer, every trailer for the first new Sonic, and they always play the music in the main theme.
Yeah, and the music is what get you pumped. Like I remember the Lost World music when they played Windy Hill. I was like, yeah,
The nigga, you see all these little fucking animals being harassed and shit. Sonic comes down, and then the shit comes off in the background.
you know, it's like yeah. Or when I think they first level for Unleashed was either Missouri. Yeah, I think it was Missouri. Yeah,
I thought it was
Missouri.
that. Oh yeah, it was like the.
And then they played Spagoni after.
It was like the. The dun 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 dun.
Oh, that was badass.
Oh god, you know what pissed me off when I found that out? When I heard that level and I pre-ordered the Wii version, I went, "Oh, that level's not in this version."
Oh, that's messed up.
And I was so mad. I was like, "No!" But we got Spagonia, and that's all I fucking cared about.
Well, but you missed that level in Empire City, wasn't it?
Yeah, Empire City.
Oh, and I had Empire City Night, dude. That's the most chill soundtrack ever.
Well, that was the Werehog soundtrack in general.
Ah, yeah, we need to end this.
Yeah, anyways, so that's our general thoughts. Hope for mediocrity, guys. Hope for mediocrity.
Yeah, and get the 3DS game.
Yeah,
Play
get the
that.
get the 3DS. Yeah.
You can play it while you're on the toilet, or if you want to.
Sitting on the toilet.
Yeah.
Sitting on the toilet. Anyways, this has been the Insane Game Freak.
And Jane, man, I guess.
His name is Lazy Man.
Hey yo.
Oh, that's bad. Thank you guys for watching. And
Yeah.
life's a game. Play to win. And we'll see you guys. Well,
My
you'll see.
necro senses are tingling.
Fuck you, Jay. And I'll see you later.
Yeah, bye.
Peace out.